First of all, thank you very much. It's an honor, sir, to meet you and have this chat with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, my first question, obviously, I'm a film critic. I have to ask first, as a film critic, you begin as a film critic. As the film critic has changed along these years?
You know, it's always a difficult question because it's to me writing about movies was like film school. I was very young at the time, and I didn't go to film school. I studied art, French literature, and so writing about film was a way of trying to imagine how I would make my own films. Try to figure out exactly what attracted me, how I could start making my own films, and the minute I felt I was ready for that, I left film criticism behind.
You left him behind, but now your reaction when you read the film critic for your film.
Well, my reaction, you know, I think I'm interested in film writing because I've done it. So I think I have more respect or more interest for film criticism than other filmmakers because I've been it was my job at some point. So I think that the dialogue you have with film critics, film writers is an important part of cinema. I mean, in the sense that, but I'm not that interested in film criticism that give 2 stars, 3 stars, or you know that kind of that kind of stuff. But I'm yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when you have people who write about your movie and somehow I don't care if they like it or not, but who at least analyze it and think about it in ways that open new that that make me realize, understand this or that. You know, I'm always interested because I'm always interested by the way your work is filtered by your audience, and I think everybody does that and reinvents the film. And in a certain way, I think that's what film critics do. They reinvent the films in their own way, and they kind of reveal a movie that was there and you were eventually not aware of. Yeah. So it's kind of exciting. It can be exciting.
Now, as a film director, first of all, the set. How do you manage, or how do you like to manage your set? Depends on the film?
Okay, yes. But what it always has in common is that the least possible people don't move the furniture around, please. No rehearsals, no marks on the ground. No even for the focus puller or for the grip or whatever. You respect the environment, you respect the set, and because it's what the actors need it to feel that the situation is real. So if you start moving stuff around, all of a sudden it becomes a film set. When you want to keep it real in a certain way, so zero rehearsal for the crew, for the actors, and the best I can give to my actors, which is what it's all about, is silence, concentration, and whatever they need, and the actors, all the actors needs. I mean, all the actors don't need exactly the same things. You have to to try to understand what's best for each of them.
Okay, but you have your set. What is first, the set or the camera?
Depends because sometime I would reorganize the set based on the way I have imagined the shot. I design my shots in the morning before coming on the set. I never do that before. No, not at all. But I describe them. I have like long descriptions, a written description of the shots, which I do like every morning very early, before sunrise. I realize when I'm doing that I will have to move. I will need specific pieces of furniture here or there, and a table. I thought it was on this other side of the set. Maybe I will move it here. So I will reorganize the set in the morning to fit the way I designed the shots.
Okay, you told me that no rehearsals. So that opened a big door for improvisation. Do you like the improvisation?
Depends on the films. Okay. Depends on the films, depends on the actors. Some actors are more comfortable with it, some less. So when I feel that they don't like it that much, I don't push it and I don't force them. But sometimes some actors I can be on very similar wavelengths, and then I can I can let them try crazy things. That's what happens with Juliette Binoche. That's what for instance, or with Vincent Macaigne in the new film in nonfiction. But again, it's always a mix. When you discuss improvisation, it means that you let the actors improvise, but it also means that you're improvising yourself. Meaning, when all of a sudden they try this or that, I would tell them, oh, this was great. I mean, keep that line. I love it. And why don't you try answering this? So I'm also trying to invent new stuff on the set based on what has been, generated by the actors.
For example, but you consider that in your mind, for example, the script is never ending, because if you allow the improvisation and that line guy, if that line,
okay, I mean, to me, I would be much more comfortable if I didn't have to provide a screenplay, because it's the script, because you think about a film, you imagine a film, and the screenplay is when you have to freeze it, And but it's only a tiny moment. It's like freezing a process that started long before and will go on long after. And screenplay. So in that sense, the screenplay has to be the starting point. The film has to go much further than whatever the screenplay is and wherever the screenplay is at. So it's I will try day after day, shot after shot, just to transcend it, to go further than whatever was initially in the screenplay. But it's something that happens in the casting process, because usually you have actors who are much more who have much more life or reality than whatever you have imagined. Like step by step, you make things bigger, more complex, more alive. Ultimately, it's all about keeping the doors of the film open to real life.
Okay, two more questions. Editing. For some directors, they say editing is the most painful part. For you?
Oh, it's my favorite part.
Why?
Because the movie's there and you can reinvent it. You find the right. You don't have the anxieties of the shoot. You don't have the anxiety of preparing the film when you don't even know if the film is going to happen, or you don't have the anxiety of the shoot when you have a million practical problems, and you have again always to struggle to get things wherever you want to take them. When you're editing, it's done, but at the same time you can completely reshuffle it, reinvent it. You can it's fascinating because you discover stuff your actors have been doing you were hardly aware of. You can try music, it's it's quiet, it's focused. The thing is, and I have to be there every day. Obviously, I love the process of editing, and I do edit my own films, and I think it's the only other job I would be able to do in cinema.
Some young filmmakers are making films on cell phones.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's a camera like another camera. The issue is the issue is not the machine. I mean, you can you can make a movie with a microwave oven. Like who cares? It's the issue is the issue is what is in front of the camera. No. So. It's the tool. A phone. You can call it a phone, but if you use it to film, it's called I would call it a camera. Because it serves the same purpose and basically doesn't bring any major change to whatever a camera does. What is great is that you have all those new tools that allow you to make films in much lighter and cheaper condition, which is great. And I think that what is so frightening to me is how you have all those tools that make it possible to make movies in situations of absolute freedom, of lightness, of which is the highest value in filmmaking, and the industry is going the opposite way. They're making movies that are bigger and bigger, with bigger and bigger crews, and bigger and bigger rules, it's. I think that. Sometimes what scares me is the way the cinema is going to in the opposite direction of what is happening right now, and it's such an open door on creative freedom.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being a great master. Thank you.
Thank you.